Hello and welcome to the hard sell, where the stick in the swill-bucket rattles back. Time for another quick and dirty...
Have a break.
I don't know, let's go back to December the 31st, 1992. But only just. An important day for the ITV network and British television as a whole. It's the day the old franchises run out, and TVS, TSW, TVAM and Thames walk that green mile. But like I said, only just. We're in the south and or southeast region, and it's just past midnight on TVS's last full night of operation. They're basically just spitting out movies until TVAM take over at 6 to host their own wake. The movie in question here is The Godfather Part II, or rather the second half of it. It's so long they broke it in two pieces. It was a reasonable thing to do with long films back when dedicated movie channels were in their infancy. A few years earlier, the BBC tried showing it and the first woven together into a 6-hour chronological mini-series. So it's the middle of the night, yet again, and it's New Year's Eve, albeit, as I keep saying, only just. For the avoidance of all doubt, there's nothing Christmassy here whatsoever, although there are a couple of moments that betray the proximity of New Year. Oh hey, an Astuff movie.
Great film, innit? Yeah, he's really giving it to those blokes. Oh.
No, it's an advert for French fries. The hard potato sticks that aren't as good as chipsticks. I will fight you. What's the difference, you ask? Chipsticks are made from corn pulp with naturally occurring air holes. They're crispy, but they melt in the mouth. French fries are sticks of mechanically recovered potato. They're hard and crunchy. Much less fun to eat. The prosecution rests.
His arms are bigger than my leg.
Anyway, the spokesbeans for French fries for a while in the early 90s were stickmen, for obvious reasons. And here the entire joke is, I guess, that they all look more or less identical, except presumably to each other, even across gender lines.
Awesome! Shut up, you lot. Look, he's with a girl. She's beautiful. She's a cracker. Well tasty.
C'est la vie, baby.
None of the stickly men are as funny or likeable as the advert really wants them to be.
Oi, you've eaten all my French fries. Oh no, she's an alien.
Frankly, I wish they'd just shut up and watch the film. Or at least build to a punchline.
Walker's French fries. Give them some stick.
If you're fond of salad dressings, you really should try a real French dressing.
Le sieur vinaigrette.
Salad. Because that's what you're eating in early January, sure. Lots of cold vegetables. Gotta have something to accompany the leftover turkey, I suppose. Why not this? Le Sieur salad dressing. And warm vinaigrette. And the like.
Made in France with pure sunflower oil.
Le sieur vinaigrette.
The name, incidentally, is the corruption of seigneur, which basically means nobleman. So now you know that fact. Use it wisely.
And now for the figure conscious. New fat-free Le Sieur vinaigrette and low-calorie Thousand Island dressing.
Lots of dancing veg and French accented voiceovers intended to put you in mind of Vicky Michelle, and possibly even delivered by her.
Made in France.
Le Sieur. It's French.
We go there.
Looked like a bounty advert for a hot second there, didn't it? But instead it's an extremely aggravating call and response between Anton Rogers and a lady. In baby talk.
We go there.
We do that.
We go there.
We do that.
We go there. We fly on plane.
We go there.
We do that.
We don't go there.
We do that.
We go there.
They done gone there. They did done that. But not there. Or that. all in service of an awkward slogan for Thompson.
We don't do that.
We go there.
We do that.
At Thompson, we spend 52 weeks a year, making your 2 weeks perfect.
New Year is upon us, upon them anyway, and that means time to book your holidays. I don't know how much this sort of thing remains a post-Christmas tradition nowadays, given that almost all package holidays are owned by the same damn company now, Thompson included.
At Thompson, we spend 52 weeks a year, making your 2 weeks perfect.
Hello, this new Hotpoint automatic, under £300.
Did I mention New Year? Sale time. Here's some pretty decent offers on appliances and white goods over January at what used to be your local electricity board shop, but by 1992 is just a flailing extraneous limb on a privatised energy company that's quickly proving too expensive to maintain, especially if they want to continue providing quality electricity service to homes in the southeast of England. Which, for preference they would like.
That Hoover washing machine, £50 off. This variable power Electrolux cleaner, £30 off. A Zanussi double oven cooker, under £500. This Toshiba Nikam stereo TV, £40 off. And that Sharp video, $279.99.
For huge sales savings and no charge for delivery, see Seaboard now.
Seaboard was always the one that everyone forgets. If you remember the episode I did going through the electricity boards a few years back, Seaboard are the ones I left out because I couldn't find any of their adverts. Well, here's one now, albeit post-privatisation. Are you happy now? Are you? Are you? After everything I've done for you? Are you finally happy, mother? Anyway, Seaboard is easy to forget, partly because the whole subject basically doesn't matter, and partly because even then it feels vaguely superfluous, considering the existence of another board called Southern Electric. I suppose it depends on whether or not you mentally divide Britain by ITV station, which I suspect everyone my age and older does. The TSW region had just the one Lecky board, in fact Sweb crept into the HTV region in places as well, while TVS had two. Another thing against Seaboard is its slightly awkward name, expanded from Seab when someone noted the potential for a pun. At the southeastern seaboard of the United Kingdom, you see. Seaboard. By 1992 it didn't even work anymore because it wasn't a board, it was a PLC, but no one really cared enough to change the name. Bloody thing didn't even have a logo. Just the word Seaboard in faintly glowing area around it. Still, they held out under the original name until 2003, when they inevitably got swallowed by EDF, along with half the other former electricity boards in the country.
For huge sales savings and no charge for delivery, see Seaboard now.
As a designer,
Tiffany Rook, fashion designer by day, secret agent by night. Well, she should be. Otherwise it's a waste of a cool name.
I'm obviously interested in the way things look, and it was the shape that first made sense to me.
New Regular Always has changed its shape.
In any case, here she is talking about icky gross lady things on behalf of Always.
Extremely comfortable, to the degree that I didn't even know I was wearing it.
New Regular Always has a natural shape and a natural fit.
Yes, it took them this long to bother making the things vaguely comfortable. That's the patriarchy for you.
As well as the one-way dry weave top sheet to help keep you feeling fresh and dry.
As usual with early women's things adverts, and 1992 is still relatively early days, they only started advertising these things at all in the late 80s. There's lots of talk of protection and such like, but there's no mention, even in the abstract, of the icky bodily functions they protect against, because girls are gross. And more to the point, not in the advertising industry much. Hence all the blue liquid.
It's that shape that sells it to me.
The new natural shape Always. Always fresher, always drier.
They obviously expected a pretty decent female viewership for The Godfather Part 2 at midnight on New Year's Eve. Quite surprisingly such, to be honest. Not to stereotype or anything, and obviously anyone can watch any movie, but demographically speaking, the Godfather films are probably watched by more men than they are women. Possibly TVS, with hours to live at this point, just don't care anymore. More likely it's because it's gone midnight, so they're lucky anyone will spring for the slots at all. Whatever the case, here's a resolutely female-targeted advert for what is technically a unisex product. Vidal Sassoon's Wash and Go, the original 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner.
I don't believe in shortcuts. To get hair like mine in great condition, I thought I had to use a separate shampoo and conditioner. A 2-in-1 couldn't be as good.
Introduced in the late 80s as the most astonishing development in popular chemistry since penicillin, the initial and much spoofed advertising campaign was famously combative.
Spend time on shampoo and conditioner? Take 2 bottles into the shower? Not me.
What am I, a loser? Fuck that noise!
Shampoo and conditioner? Not me. Now I just wash and go.
By 1992, however, we seem to be in some sort of a second wave. You'd expect it anyway, as Wash and Go had been on the market for a while by now. But more specifically, it's explicitly playing defence. Instead of 2 bottles, fuck you, bitch! Its narrative goes, I didn't think a 2-in-1 would be any good, but boy was I wrong!
A 2-in-1 couldn't be as good. Then I tried Wash and Go. I thought, this is going to be a struggle, but it wasn't. Won't condition nearly enough. But it did.
Clearly, the basic concept was no longer all that special, and instead its functional reputation needed bolstering. Or put more clearly, we were no longer impressed at its mere existence, and instead just thought it was a bit crap. What hasn't changed is that the message is delivered by a sweaty, highly serious Jim Amazon.
The only 2-in-1 with Vidal Sassoon salon conditioner is Wash and Go.
I still don't believe in shortcuts, but if there's a smarter way, I'll take it.
Vidal Sassoon Wash and Go. Great hair, no fuss.
Finally, another highly local sale prompts a primitive PowerPoint presentation of carpets.
Flute's famous carpet sale is now on.
When you think carpets, think Flute's carpets.
Along with a jingle that seems to be being made up on the spot. When you think carpets, think Flute's carpets, because we sell some carpets. It's a carpet shop. Flood is the kind of surname you only get in Britain, like Spragg or Creeber or Shelp, except I made that last one up. Branches throughout the south, but we won't tell you exactly where. Find them yourself. Presumably next door to this place.
Smithy's calf, Smithy's calf, Smithy's calf! Girls, boys, music noise! Where is Smithy's calf, Smithy's calf, calf? Find out!
If you hadn't seen it before, yes, that is a real advert, and no one knows where it is. I think it's somewhere inside all of us, in the part of us that still dares to dream, the part that never stops searching and reaching and grasping, the part that is pure imagination, curiosity and wonder. Or possibly Ipswich. And then we're back with The Godfather II. Or 2B. Or not 2B. Oh, fuck you. A weary TVS continues its slow march to the end and eventual acquisition by Pat Robertson, of all people.
Slaughter them by the tens of millions. Children made in the image of God. And we have abused the poor. I mean, we've allowed this terrible plague to spread throughout our society. And it's small wonder God would hold us guilty.
We're still keeping you alive, so we must have done something to piss him off. We're still keeping you alive, so we must have done something to piss him off. Not to worry, Robertson sold most of it to Disney. So maybe we'll see episodes of Number 73, Cat's Eyes and All Clued Up on Disney Plus in the near future. Although in the interests of honesty, I should probably point out that this almost certainly will not ever happen. Mind you, they already own Art Attack. It's basically a race at this point between Disney and the apocalypse. Can the mouse own every single intellectual property in the world before the concept ceases to mean anything? Watch this space. You've been watching a Bob the Fish production. Thanks! If you haven't found it already, be sure to check out our website at bobthefish.org.uk. Literally hundreds of videos not unlike this one that will make you laugh, think and realise new things or your money back. Which works out great because they're all absolutely free. All of this is possible thanks to the not unique way that Bob the Fish productions are paid for by you, the viewing public, via Patreon. For a donation of as little as £1 a month, not only do you ensure that I still have food and shelter so I can carry on making these programmes, but you could become eligible for a whole host of cool extras. New video essays, special event live streams, all my content a week in advance, and my book on the history of the BBC, Rule the Waves, chapter by chapter as it's written. And some cake, if you go out and buy a cake and eat it while you're watching. And if you don't want to support on a monthly basis, you can make a one-off donation via coffee. It all helps stave off scurvy. bobthefish.org.uk. You make it what it is.